I'll train you like to spin fire. The NFT and Eva, diving deep into projects. He's the crypto energizer. From your mint coins to tokens, he's got all the intel. Web freezers and trees show you where to excel. He's got the insights like a digital magician, unveiling secrets of the blockchain with precision. Wild stories from the web, he's always in the know.
Good morning, Mega GM's fam. All right, we're past the big day. We're past the big holiday. Christmas, the biggest one of the year, right? It's got to be. All right, so we made it through. We're on to the other side, and one more to go this year. New Year's coming up next week. Isn't it next Thursday? I think. New Year's Day, next Thursday. All right. One more week of the slow, boring, whatever, and then, man, maybe we're back off to the races. Maybe. At least we get some fresh narratives and we get some fresh, takes on the market, and we'll get some fresh, I think, some fresh strategy in the new year. That's what I'm hoping for, at least. Very quiet out there, very interesting out there in the markets right now. Gold, silver continuing to absolutely be on fire. And what does that mean for the rest of the market? A lot of thoughts out there. A lot of thoughts coming from some big names who are talking about maybe a not so great future ahead of us. We'll get into that here today. Kind of piggybacks on our chat yesterday, which I loved, by the way. Yesterday's stream was just so fun, early Christmas morning stream. But we talked yesterday about Elon Musk, and his thoughts that we have double-digit GDP growth coming in the next maybe 12 to 18 months. And what does that look like? And who benefits from that? I love that. I love talking and thinking through what that might look like and Kind of think it might. Anyway, real quick, China, good to see you, man. China, you working? Are you on your way to work again? Hope your Christmas was great, sir. Justin, good morning, man. Hood's GM. Yeah, guys, I hope the holiday was awesome. Hope Christmas was great for all you guys. Fun on this end. Glad it's done, but fun. Stranger Things is actually good, too. I wasn't digging the first batch they dropped. What was it, Thanksgiving? Didn't like. New episodes, pretty freaking great. Pretty great. Stranger Things is back. All right, let's get into it today. I say this kind of a lot. It might be a short show. I mean, especially, during the holidays. Might be a short show. And then again, I may just get in that zone and yeah. Oh, it is Friday, dude, isn't it? You said, okay. Dude, I'm so scrambled. I totally forgot it's Friday. Okay. I dig it. All right, China's off. China, was Christmas good? I forgot it's Friday, dude. It's good news. Okay, we're coming at you live right now, live from Zora. So we're streaming over in the base ecosystem now, which is actually really, really, really cool. We're live on Abstract. We're live on X. We're live on Kick as well. Not on Pump Fun today, but we are, of course, over on YouTube. Home base. Wherever you're watching, hit the like over there. Helps a ton. Good morning, Cats. It's nice to chat with you early. But come over here. Come over to the YouTube side. Make sure you're subscribed over here. Again, this is home base. This is where people are chatting. And where the alpha comes first. It's Crypto Slam over on that side. Hang on. Let me hit comments here. Wow. Dude, drama. Manhoods. All right, well, I'm glad that's hopefully over. Ski resort packed on a Christmas day, huh? Dude, I didn't realize. I didn't realize. Yo, good morning. GM. Okay. Anyway, subscribe. Crypto Slam. Also on X, Crypto Slam IO. The best data in the industry. And I'm telling you, especially if you are building apps, dApps, dashboards, agents, anything that you need blockchain data, you need the best data. The best data. I still need to do I need a graphic. I need something that shows it, because I could go walk you through Copilot. I don't need these intros to take. I don't even need them to take a minute, but I especially don't want them to take 5 or 10 minutes, which is what it'll take to get you through all why the data is different. But look at Swarm Copilot and you get a little taste of why it's so different. But I like to sum it up and just say we've got the Wayback Machine of the blockchain. Every transaction, every token, every wallet, everything that happens on chain at the historical block level. And think of what you can power with that kind of alpha, that kind of insights. Picture the signals you could surface through your products and tools. If you want to tap into it, come tap in. We'll give you some credits to tap into our API for free. Come play around. If there's data sets you want, if there's certain look, we'll build you APIs. If there's things that you need to power your products, we'll build it. So join us over here, and you can tap into all of that here through Slam Nation. It's where we're streaming right now. Awesome thing. We have all these devs. What are we up to? 60 or so people. Putting our heads together and building and supporting each other. Again, through Slam Nation. Send a DM over here. I'll invite you in. So again, if you're a builder, we want you. We're inviting you in, giving you those credits. And then I want you on the show. I want to show people what it is you're building. So reach out. Let's get connected. Let's have some cooking going on here. And then finally, we'll tease it one more time, but Ethos Swarm. This is for you Swarm holders. This is for anybody who isn't even in yet, but Ethos Swarm is coming. I've been instructed to say nothing, show the trailer, shut my mouth. That's what I'll do. But you can get on the wait list. You find out about what Ethos Swarm is by going to ethoswarm.ai. You should do it. I think this is going to be pretty damn spicy. That I'll say. And we'll move on. All right, boys, it's what? It's time to protect your bags. It's time to protect what you've made in this space, because they're coming for it. They're coming. I might even chat a little prediction markets, cats. But yeah, that we got an insider trading on a Stranger Things prediction market, it looks like. All right, boys. There was no bigger black swan event for crypto than the FTX scandal, and one of the culprits, one of them is getting out of jail. Yeah, dude. Caroline Ellison, she's going to be a free woman in how many weeks? 4 weeks? Is that 4 weeks off? January 21st. A free woman. Now, I don't expect her to be back in the space. Maybe she tweets. Maybe she, is engaged, kind of like CZ was. But she's going to be like forbidden from like owning a company, being at a certain level, like a certain position. But she'll be a free woman. And I'm really curious what we might hear from her. If we might get some more insights into what was going on at FTX. I'm curious. We're going to have some really, 26 is going to be a really, really different year. And it's going to start like every year with a different flavor and a different cast of characters. And I'll just say this at the very least with some excitement. And better believe this is going to be one of those things. New year, new narratives. We'll see. Protect your bags, though. I'm telling you, protect your bags from people like her. Protect them from these continued exploits here in crypto, which never seem to stop, and I guess never will. But this is kind of a big one, even if the dollar amount is not like the craziest we've seen. But Trust Wallet, which does come from Binance, I believe. It's not just a CZ shield thing. I think this is like you guys tell me too. Like, we can even grok it real quick. I don't think this is like a Coinbase decentralized wallet, but it is. Excuse me, not Coinbase. I'm sorry, guys. Binance, not Coinbase. It's Binance adjacent, though. This is like a Binance product, I believe. Or again, at the very least, it's tied to CZ. At this point, over $7 million has been stolen through, again, the Trust Wallet. It's a very specific version of it. Not great. This is one of my big fears, guys. And my big fear is less about a wallet like Trust Wallet. It's something like MetaMask. My big fear, like the biggest black swan event I can imagine, is something that impacts like, half of crypto. And it's something exactly like this. Like you're just using like the official wallet, the official app, the official platform, and you didn't do anything wrong, but somebody finds a way to compromise it. And that's exactly what happened here. Scares me, dude. That scares me. It does. Why I'm probably, why it might be smarter to put your crypto in a, I don't know, keep it in a sex, I guess, right? But they identified Trust Wallet, identified the exact version. They recommend you just upgrade. That simple. But that's their bad, right? It's they're oopsie. $7 million and probably going to climb, right? Not great. CZ saying, by the way, they're going to make people whole, right? Saying user funds are safe. If you lost money, I think again, they'll make you whole. Luckily, nobody out. Luckily, it is attached to Binance, right? So that risk isn't there. But like I was talking with the Neox guys. But quick shout out to the Neox guys. I gotta say, oh damn, yesterday's video got some views, huh? Wasn't expecting that. That's cool. That's cool. It's so slow out there. I was not expecting 500 views on that video. But I want to quickly shout out Neox, who came on the show on Christmas Eve. I like that team, man. I like that team, and I like Jeff, the founder. I like their product. But I was talking to him. I'm scared to put my money anywhere. I guess even sitting in my wallets, right? I'm scared. I'm scared that I am, by the way. I'm scared of like these platforms and these protocols getting compromised and money goes poof and that nobody's there to bail you out. That scares me. And this just like, it's more fuel. Also another attack out there, guys. This one also kind of crazy. This one got me kind of spooked. Yeah, right. China, why? Here's the thing. So we know best practice. China is saying, why would you keep any sizable amount of crypto in a hot wallet? But like, here's the thing, man. Like we talk best practices often enough. And I've been guilty of this myself. I will talk, you should do this, you should do this, you should do this. And then I know I'm like, oh, I'm not doing that though. And I'm like, I'll get to it later this week. And I think that's common. I think that happens a lot. A lot. But yeah, it's a problem. Can we talk about my sky watching drone, small plane outside? Entity, what? Interesting. Dude, Hoods, yeah, send a message. Yeah, wow. Yes. But guys, another, this is not something I even considered. Somebody got drained $200,000 for bookmarking a website. That scares me because you see like the tab hell I live in. What you can't see, I don't think you can see. Let me check. No, you can't see. I bookmark everything. After I'm done with my show for the day, I take every bookmark I have or tab I have open and I send all tabs to a bookmark. And I have bookmark folders for every single day. And sometimes there's, like 100 bookmarks in a day, which I know is not great. I haven't in a prior life worked in IT, and I know you can actually get those corrupted too, and they can break your browser. And not smart, but whatever. It's not the point right now. Somebody drained $200,000 for bookmarking a website. Scared the shit out of me. Okay, now to be super clear here, this is not going to a website and clicking bookmark, right? The website had a specific little bookmark this, and they have a little this thing. They had something on the site, an asset on the site where you drag this to what? Your desktop, your something, and that was not a traditional bookmark. So, Choina, we're safe is kind of, they got me. That's a clickbait kind of tweet. But the site very specifically had a drag this to your bookmarks folder or something like that. And that had some JavaScript in it. And private key's gone. So you're safe, but that's just a reminder to be extra careful. And then also, even the things we consider safe, like I consider bookmark safe, and I still do, but just to know that there's always going to be a way somebody can always find a way in. And so I think to tidy all that up, to wrap it up with a bow, it's best practices. Keep your crypto on a completely separate device. For real, do that. And more, I started doing this. My 2-factor lives on a completely isolated device, right? No phone service, no nothing. My 2-factor's on one place. I need to have it where my crypto is also on another device. And that's it. One hot wallet, whatever on the main computer. But best practices, multiple devices, keep it separate. That's how you do it. Anyway, that's scary. That's some scary shit, boys. Scary shit. And what do you know? What maybe MetaMask is the secure wallet. Maybe that's their angle. They talk a lot about this lately, especially. They've got their lava moat. They have their I think they have some kind of insurance policy now that they do too. But MetaMask may be a little more secure than I would have thought, I guess. I don't know. We'll see. All right, on to the market, boys. And today, we'll take a look at prices. Santa rally is still in play. It is absolutely still in play. We may be at the very start of a Santa rally right now, which would be sweet. But I will say, and I think this is true, over $23 billion. $23 billion in Bitcoin options expire starting this morning. Already have. Now, doesn't mean anything. Doesn't mean we go up. Doesn't mean we go down necessarily. It does usually add some volatility. That's it. That's what it means. Usually means volatility here. And so do we get it today? And do we get a little kick in the pants? Do we get a little boost here? I don't know. We're looking okay this morning. I'll say that. Bitcoin at 88.8. ETH 2,900. BNB 841. Ripple 188. And Solana 124. Mostly green this morning. 1 or 2%. We'll take it. Would love to see some momentum now that we're past the holiday. Again, we got the big one coming up still, but I think Christmas is the one where it's done, the big thing that's taking your attention away over. And yes, you're with family, but at this point, you guys tell me if you're here too. This is where you start looking at next year and you start planning and you start getting re-plugged in because you want to hit the ground running starting January 1st. You do. Just kind of like it's a mental game I think we play, but you want to hit the year not ramping up. You want to hit the year strong. So I think it's time to get dialed back in. Oh, wow, dude. Yeah, Choina's got a keeper. His wife gave him some Bitcoin for Christmas. That's awesome. Dude, the funny thing with that, my family always asks they don't know what to buy me. And I tell them, especially with my kids, I'm like, buy whatever. I'm like, if you pick the stupidest thing, I'll love it. Just I'm like, put no thought into it. Just like whatever you're drawn to, I'll love it. But I'm like, dude, the thing I'll always love is some Bitcoin. You know what I mean? Super easy. Super easy. Hey, Confusion. Good morning, sir. It's good to see you. We were on a quick spaces this morning. I realized I haven't chatted with Confusion, who's just a good friend, and I haven't chatted with him in a month, dude. He's a must follow, by the way. Confusion's a must follow. If you guys don't know Confusion, he's a gigabrain and he's my quant and he's just awesome dude. Trying to write, it's just that easy. If you're talking about just buy what you're drawn to and make it simple, it works. My daughter got me an alligator mug. I fucking love it. But the Bitcoin thing will work too. Okay, we talked yesterday also about this Bitcoin crash on Binance, right? The BTC USD 1 pair happens in an instant. It happens, and everybody points the finger at Binance and insiders and CZ and crime and blah. Maybe. And a lot of us point our finger at leverage trading being the biggest problem with this market, the biggest thing that's kept us from, I don't know, reaching maybe some of the heights we thought we'd reach, because now all these leverage positions are it's like dude, it's like that mosquito fly trap thing. It's like these killer traders out there are drawn to it. They're going to liquidate you. You're easy prey to them. It's interesting, though, having CZ talk about, no, we're not involved in trades like this. And he's talking about something that makes more sense. Low liquidity on pairs means this happens. It does. But I do like when CZ comments on what they're not doing. If we trust it, I don't know. But That said, we still have had a fuck ton of leverage trades and positions wiped out this year. Solid Intel saying $150 billion in leverage positions this year have been liquidated. 150 bill. Think of that number, man. Think back to 1010 and it was $19 billion liquidated. It was the biggest liquidation event ever in crypto, ever. And that, we saw 10 times more liquidated over the course of the past year. Crazy. I would love to see that number compared to previous years, but it's a problem. And man, maybe it's never going to go away. And yeah, Moonship, people just go right back. They go right back and they open more. It's because you know what it is. You lose it. You're like, fuck. Now I got to go make it back. It's just like it's like it's like a casino. You lose. You're like, I got to go back and make all that back. I got to make it all back just to break even. Now it's dangerous. And Mando point out, and I think he's right here. Binance is the biggest venue. They probably don't report real figures. He thinks it's 3 to 5 times higher than that. He thinks we're talking like maybe almost $1 trillion wiped out this year. Think of those numbers, man. And where does it go? Where does all that money go? Who's the one or who are the ones who are wiping out these positions? Who's the guy? Who is it? Is this like state level stuff? Is this, just the most elite traders out there that we don't even know they exist? We don't know their names. We don't know them. But there's guys out there with big money who figured out this game a long time ago. And we just made this game easy mode for those guys. Easy mode. They got the money to actually move the market. And with tools out there now, easier than ever, I imagine. And exchanges. I love that Moonship. It probably is. It might actually be Binance. It might actually be Binance doing it. It makes the most sense. Marty Party's been saying this for a long time. I really, really like the Marty Party takes. And by the way, he's got another great take, something he's been saying now for at least a month about who the real culprit is. Where's the real downside or downward pressure coming from? You guys know what he's been saying, right? I think he's right. And I'll tell you what it is. First, maybe we'll just get a little hopium. And maybe a lot of hopium. Guys, the 4chan Anon who predicted the top of this market or this cycle, right? October 6th, 2025, he said would be the all-time high for Bitcoin this cycle. And he was right. He nailed it. October 6th was the top. Now, he has a new prediction. And man, if he gets this prediction right, if he gets it right, man, what a thing we're heading into. Okay, if he gets this prediction right, by the way, I think it invalidates his previous prediction a little bit too, but check this out. His first prediction was 2 years ago, saying all-time high. Hang on, where is it here? There we go. All-time high, October 6th. Again, nailed it. New prediction, this was posted on December 20th. So 6 days ago, new prediction. Bitcoin 2026 all-time high, $250,000. ETH all the way up to 20,000. Solana up to 1,500. And then a bullish token hitting $10. Don't know. This seems like a shill. Okay. Maybe we have to crunch some numbers. If this is correct, I'm playing it, guys. I think we're in a simulation. I'm going to pretend I'm going to live like this is real. Because why not? Okay, if we have a 1,064 days between highs, and I don't think it's exact, but it kind of is. It's so damn close. And then the low, your cycle low comes 364 days after it. Well, that puts us at like October, roughly here, guys, like October 12th or 20th next year should be the low. So he kind of contradicts himself here, right? Bitcoin all-time high next year, 250K, but we hit a low next year. Again, maybe I'm just thinking about it the wrong way, and maybe he's not contradicting himself. Maybe. But for now, I'm buying it because it fits. It fits my thesis. It fits my belief, my hopium. It fits. What's up, Sir Billy, dude? Hope yours was great too, man. Dude, I remember Moonship. I remember looking at BNB. BNB was my before I understood the tech, right, and understood crypto and understood tokenomics, I looked at BNB and BNB price, and I'm like, okay, Crow. There's no reason Crow shouldn't be worth as much as BNB. An exchange token can be worth this, so Crow can be worth this, and we know how that played out. But I remember BNB. I remember cheap BNB. I remember cheap ass BNB, and then this year we got to 1,300 or so. Crazy. When BNB was 100, I put 10 of them on Ledger. Nice. Yeah, dude. BNB was a hell of a trade. Look, I know most will not believe this. I'm a dreamer. I'm a believer. I do still think we see a Bitcoin all-time high. I have still no comment about the rest of cryptos. I have no idea. In fact, we're going to get next to what's so scary. Based on other people's words, I'm never going to claim to be an expert or even understand half of this. But I'm a believer that Bitcoin has a special year ahead. I don't know. We'll see. Especially if our main seller is mostly through their bag. Marty Party's been saying now for weeks, actually for months, that since 1010, and there was a couple things that happened there for sure, but one of the biggest things that happened is China selling Bitcoin. China selling. That's what Marty Party's been saying. And I think he's right. Okay, so Marty's saying his sources said China's been selling their crypto since March. Asian criminal gangs have been selling their crypto on public exchanges since October, right along with 1010, for fear of seizure or moving their value to Zcash. What? Interesting. Okay, interesting. I missed the Zcash part. I missed that. That actually has me super bullish on Zcash, to be honest. But if China's cracking down on crypto again, this could make a lot of sense. And China had almost 200,000 Bitcoin. They're down to, I think last I saw from Marty, they're down to 19,000. Maybe almost done with that sell pressure, if this is real and if it really is them. But if it's true, and like he's saying, this might explain what's been happening the past 2 months. That might be it. He's got a good track record, Marty does, so I buy it. I'm in. Next year might be spicy. Look, if the stock market's spicy and if metals continue to do what they're doing, it does not mean crypto has a phenomenal year. It's not, I used to assume that's how it worked. Like I said, I'm not an expert. I'm here for the ride. I'm an enjoyer. But a lot of people think next year is going to be pretty freaking wild for the markets. Beanie's saying there's going to be such an insane amount of cope next year when the market continues up only. We have still, again, Elon Musk and Trump, and I don't buy it coming from Trump, but I do buy it from Musk saying double-digit growth in the next 12 to 18 months. God, can you imagine? Now also, and we won't rehash yesterday's chat. You should go. Yesterday's chat was really fun. You didn't see it, go check yesterday's show. But it's talking about what that looks like, that fantasy world that might actually happen. It might be real. Next year could be a fantasy. I don't know. But the gold silver thing is incredible. Look at gold. Gold has had $13.2 trillion in market cap this year. Can you comprehend that number? Try to. 13.2 trillion. Are we talking 5 to 6x the total crypto market cap? Gold added all on its own this year. What a crazy thing. Silver became, we talked about this as well too, third largest asset in the world, up 155% year to date, worth 4.2 trillion. Silver alone worth more than the entire crypto market. And again, gold added 13.2 trillion. There's a lot of money out there. And if the right dominoes fall, things happen, strategic Bitcoin reserve, whatever. And over time, and I'm talking probably decades, maybe we have the Maybe we have Bitcoin playing catch up to gold. Maybe. We're hoping. But I don't understand the metal thing. I'm not going to tell you I do. I don't understand it. I don't know if it's a good sign. I don't know if it's a bad sign. I like this. Yeah. Nobody. The only people who know are the people who are behind the scenes. Okay, picture. Let's make it dumb, right? For somebody like me to understand. Picture like an NFT project who's coming up with their roadmap. And we, by the way, not any NFT project. Let's picture a Pudgy Penguins or a Doodles, or let's picture a team, former Doodles team. Let's say this, who are expert marketers and expert game planners. And this applies to any business. Anybody who can, like, behind the scenes at their like executive meetings and whatever, plan out what their next decade's going to look like and what they need to do to get there. The only people that know what's going to happen in this market are those guys in our government who are planning out the next 10 and 20 and 50 years for the economy and what they need to do to get us there. Those are the only people who know. Is Bitcoin going to have a much bigger role to play in our economy? They know. Well, I don't know. Nobody knows. The analysts on TV don't know. Nobody knows. There's a select few people that do know. But I especially don't know with metals right now. What's happening with silver isn't normal. It should scare the ever-living piss out of you. For me, it does, because it seems so, I don't know. It's so extreme, and again, calls for it to just keep going up and to the right. Peter Schiff saying the same thing. If you think this record-breaking precious metals rally is taking place in a world where inflation is heading back to 2%, you're in for a rude awakening, thinking we're going to have an inflation problem coming. And worse, saying the dollar's reign is coming to an end. Gold will take the throne as the primary central bank reserve asset. It means the U.S. dollar will crash against other fiat currencies, and America's free ride on the global gravy train will end. Prepare for a historic economic collapse. Something he's been saying for a long time. And he might be right. And you know this, that people in the government in this administration right now, I think, also see that coming. And they believe that stable coins is maybe our path out. But it's also not just stable coins, it's Bitcoin. And I don't know how it connects. I don't know how. But I go by the Spidey sense. It's just for me. My Spidey sense tells me Bitcoin has a big role to play in this too, and why China might be selling Bitcoin. Why China might be playing the opposite side of this. This is coming. An economic collapse, or like, again, I like that Jordy Visser interview. The 3-year cliff we're heading into, the not knowing what things are going to look like, the Raoul Pal economic singularity, whatever this thing is coming, I don't know what it looks like. And I don't know how far off it is. I don't think it's far off. But an economic collapse, it feels like that. And it feels like the only way to prevent that is to flip everything on its head and redesign, restructure. And I do think crypto plays a big role in that. Somehow, some way, we'll see. We'll see. Gold and silver aren't moving purely for the reasons people think. Put macro narratives aside for the moment, because the real driver is market structure stress. Paper futures increasingly being settled in physical delivery instead of cash. Silver has moved into backwardation, meaning buyers want metals now, not later. All this while China's paying large premiums, pulling physical metal out of Western vaults. Something is happening, right? Can we feel it? Do we all believe that? Are we on the same page that something much bigger is going on here, and we don't know what the play is? Again, the guys in these back rooms know what's going on. I think there's a little war out there behind the scenes. But how it plays out, and is it going to be a Bitcoin world versus a gold world? I don't think it's that, but it might be closer to that than not. But something's happening. Something's brewing out there. But this is what I'm doing in the ways that I can. Prepare for an historic economic collapse. I'm preparing by being aware that something is coming. That simple. I'm preparing by just being aware that something big is coming, and it's not far off. Would you guys agree? Maybe I don't want to say agree because it makes it sound like I believe it, but that we might already be in a weird world war. Already World War III might be here. It just looks very different, maybe. But yeah, I think it's closer to that. That a war is brewing, or we're in a war. Something's happening, man. Cutie, good morning. Something big is brewing. I don't know whose site bring. Oh, no, this guy's great. The Prophet. Luna put him on my radar. Peter Schiff is directionally right about the problem and fundamentally wrong about the resolution and timing. Dollar's dominance is eroding, but it's not collapsing. Reserve systems do not flip like light switches. They decay. Gold will not take the throne again in the old sense. That world is gone. Hang on, does he talk crypto here ever? Stable coins, again, are part of the big old potential solution. Gold can't absorb global transaction velocity, collateral demand, or program. Oh, interesting. Programmable settlement. He's going to Bitcoin. Yeah. Yep. The dollar remains the primary transactional and debt settlement unit because there's no replacement. And so we talk a little stable coins here. Bitcoin rises as a parallel, non-sovereign monetary network that absorbs distrust in institutions themselves. Bitcoin plays a role here. You didn't put him on my radar? Oh, it's not Dr. Profit. I got him mixed up. I take half that back. I take the Luna part back. But bullish take on Bitcoin, so I love it. Bitcoin has a bigger role to play here coming. That's all I know. That's all I feel. A much bigger role. And of course, what AI is going to bring, the changes, the jobs market, the labor market, which there was data that came out yesterday, and this is not like new data, but some really interesting posts talking about the job market and how bad it really is and what it's signaling. And a lot of people think it's signaling a recession. But interesting post here. Stanford computer science graduates struggling to find jobs as AI coding tools replace entry-level developers and companies cut junior hiring. Yes, again, yes. Yes, jobs are... Again, people are not getting fired because of AI, but they're not getting hired because of AI. And it is happening. I was chatting with my kids about AI. I think it was even just yesterday. And I'm just encouraging them again, use AI. And they're like, I do. I'm like, no, but really use it. Because we were talking about the jobs market, right? And I'm like, really use it. Like, not it's just your search engine. I'm like, use it. Get good at something using AI. And then you start getting good at AI. Going to be very, very, very important. Very important. Okay, let's look at some virtuals here. Some AI tokens. I still believe one of the best opportunities out there. The end, like that simple. Total AI market cap 5.51 bill. Pippin back to wow, getting close to 500 mil again. But let's peek at our agents by market cap. We have Fartcoin on top, Tibber, Toshi, Turbo, and Rect. On the infrastructure side, Pippin on top. Pippin's at 501 mil. Wild. Oh, by the way, I don't know if you guys saw, Pippin got a Robinhood listing. Did you guys see this? Pippin, if it is not listed yet, it's on like the roadmap. Pippin's listed on Robinhood though, or getting listed on Robinhood. What a crazy crime thing. And it's what? It's a meme coin. Unless there's some secret development going on that's not being tweeted about by even the developer, it's a crime coin that gets a Robinhood listing. What a crazy thing. We'll keep our eyes on it, man. We got virtual. Oh, sorry. FET, virtual DCAI, MWXT. And then in DeFi, it's Venice, Cortex, Adon, Olas, and AI Tech. I am keeping my eye on Anon, though. Their little pivot or also bringing in what? prediction markets into their like offerings. I'm watching them, but not a lot of motion on those coins. We'll say that. And then we'll sort mind share here. It's Warp, Pippin, Cookie, Elsa, and Fartcoin. Boom. And then over on the virtuals board, Hyperbet, I think, still the most interesting thing coming. They're going to be on the Big Will and Goon show, I believe, today, tomorrow. Let me peek at this. And I am gonna tune in because I think there's something interesting with that project. Okay, hang on. Let's see when this is. Okay, this evening, 7 p.m., 8 p.m. Eastern time. I'll be tuning in. I want to get a feel for that team and what they're cooking. I like, man, it's a casino. It's a casino that you build the games. I think that's super, super freaking interesting. Launches on Monday. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 days off Tuesday. 1, 2, 3. I think Tuesday. Launches Tuesday. Other than that, nothing new on the board, although we have Pumped Up Fun Fighting Companion or Championship. Here we go. Here we'll hit NFTs in a second here. I need to peek at what this is. I think it's a big old nothing burger, by the way. The first real fighting league of memes every week. 2 legendary memes enter the octagon. UFC meme coins for years to come. Blah blah blah. Okay, there's NFTs involved in this is silly. But what are they doing? How do you fight? Okay. All right. They're going to launch brand new meme coins on Pump Fun. Is this a Solana launch, by the way? Hang on. No, it's a base launch. Okay. They're going to launch new meme coins on Pump Fun. Buying a token equals choosing a side. I guess whichever has a higher market cap wins something. Right? Fun. Wrong market for it. Can't fathom it's going to work. But fun. I'll watch it. We'll watch it. If the team's got some motion, I don't think they do. Let's see. Then that could be fun. Yeah, I don't know. I think a big old nothing burger here. Checking who they're following just to see who they might be connected to. Yeah, nothing. Yeah, I don't know, boys. I think a big old nothing burger. So only thing on the board that I think is worth paying attention to, it's Hyperbet. And it might do well. That show, I think, Big Will and Goon show is going to go a long way for this one, for like what their potential is. They are buying up tokens right out of the gate. Again, it pushes this like immediately up to like a 6 mil FDV. So I don't know what kind of upside we have here. But then again, if it's legit, could you see a token like this at 20 mil? Or 10 mil even, or 15, or yeah, there may be 2 or 3 or whatever X in this. Maybe. It's a cool idea. I like it. So we'll watch. TD pointing out what a fucking disaster. Hate to call it that really, but farming Butler to get airdrops, and just saying how there's no organic utilization of Butler right now. None. It's all people just farming points, and it's like professional farmers, which is awesome. But nobody's using Butler. And putting out the numbers to show. I think he showed like nobody. No humans. Well, I don't want to say it that way, but nobody's actually using Butler to complete any actual tasks. Yeah, 20 people using it. In the whole world, as big as Virtual's got 20 people in the world using Butler. Yeah, Butler. I think they made a mistake pivoting to Butler and should have just gone and stayed all in on just making the agents work together. Like a total autonomous economy. And if it's too early for it to work, I get it, but I think a big misstep from them. What can you do? All right, let's peek at NFT volume. 11.4 mil in cross-chain sales. I bet you we got some of the wash trading stuff. Actually, I'll bet on that. There's no way we had 11.5 mil in volume. Sellers were up though, buyers up, transactions way up. Trade profits about the same, almost 1.5 mil. Wait, was that the right column? Yeah. 1.5 mil in the negative. And yes, scam collections, wash trading, fake Bored Ape collections, wash trading. We have a lot of these though. We have a lot of that stuff, and I do want to go look at floor prices because I'm kind of detached from them. Kind of detached. Yeah, let's peek. Let's peek at Magic Eden. And one NFT to hold. Mike, do you mean hold for like just hold forever, or do you mean hold it to still like profit on it? Like I think this is like what's got the best like risk reward kind of. Like still and most upside but safe-ish. Virtual farming dead. Oh, to sell at the top. Okay. That's interesting. And if we're talking like this year, or if there's a cycle, if there's anything left in the cycle or whatever, I'm probably going to go with V1 Punk still. I think it's got to be right, and the reason is I don't know how much higher. I don't know what the upside is on any of these anymore. Yeah, I don't know what the upside is on any of these anymore. Yeah, here's that scam Bored Ape collection. Wait. Yeah. Wait. Magic Eden gets these stuck listings. I just don't know if somebody fat fingered this and if it sold there and it just didn't fall off. Oh, wait. This is so weird. Hang on. Is this loss harvesting? And it said it'll respect 1,306% of the creator royalties. So are they loss harvesting this? And then the royalties go to Hudah? Is that what that is? I think that's what that is. Interesting. I don't think I've seen that before. It's kind of cool. Yeah, I think I go V1 punks because if NFTs have life again, and long term, I know they do. Short term, I don't know, but it's like, okay, if NFTs get a resurgence, it's crypto punks that have to lead that way in a way, right? If anything in NFTs does well, crypto punks get the benefit of that too. We're always, for the most part, going to be priced out of a crypto punk, and so the second option is a V1. We've felt we felt close to a bottom on V1s, which is like they hit sub 1 ETH. They hit like 0.9, and they were there briefly. A few days as there was like a mass listing of them, right? So there's downside on V1s, but I don't think it's super low. I think it's right around an ETH because, we talk a lot about all these collections. At what price are you a buyer? Like, are you a buyer of a Bored Ape at 1 ETH or 2 ETH, or are you a buyer at 0.3? At some point, you're a buyer of these things. I think V1's got buyers at an ETH. I think most people I know want a V1 still. So, yeah, I think V1s actually have, even at the price they're at now, which I think is like 1.5 ETH, I think V1s still have the 2x potential this cycle or this, next year. And I actually think they have higher than that. Just depends on how silly things can get. And things don't feel like they can get silly unless the broader market gets silly, like stupid silly. At that point, too, by the way, good vibes to play too, right? But I think V1, safest. I think absolute best risk reward. Absolute best risk reward is a V1, I think. Tons of upside. If V1s ever if CryptoPunks get stupid again, and they get to a 500,000 floor or whatever, like V1s, will copy some of that action. I think for me, it's V1s. Did a fake Bored Ape mint. So this has happened for years. People just create fake. They probably didn't mint it. This is just somebody laundering or washing money, right? One buyer, one seller. It's just some guy moving money. Happens all the time. We zap these. Like we always zap these things, so people don't usually see them here. And sometimes because it's a manual process, they'll just happen, and we get back to it and zap them. But this happens all the time. It usually happens on chains like Base or Polygon, like low fees, but it happens all the time. All the time. For profits would be something new. Most likely. Yeah, I mean, if we can ever get a hot period where we get some fun new mints, yeah. But I like Nakamigos too. As long as expensive CryptoPunks are trading, V1s will be good. Yeah, I think no matter what, like I'm not with Beanie's belief on how low punks can go. I know they can go lower. But I really believe CryptoPunks I believe they're really different. I believe everybody, and of course not everybody, but I believe mostly everybody in NFTs wants a CryptoPunk, and there's a price where if they can afford it, they buy it. And I think the same applies to V1s. If V1s hit a quarter ETH, I bet you a lot of people are buying a lot of them. That's a price I see. Hard for me to picture them getting there. But yeah, V1s. V1 punks. Oh, and I'll also say this. This is not controversial, but also I bet most people would not agree with me. But I also think the regular animals from Beeple, for me, since those came out, that's like on my list of, I think that's a really interesting buy. These are at 6 ETH right now. When these were at like 4 point whatever and 5, I think these are one of the most interesting plays out there in NFTs. At 6 ETH, I feel the same, right? I think these will live over 10. And I think they've got more potential than that. I think these ones are really, really interesting. At 5 ETH, I think it's an easy play. At 4 ETH, I'm like, God damn it. That's just a gimme. But yeah, I actually I was thinking about this the other day when Henry was chatting on the spaces about something and what would he buy. And he said V1s as well. And for me, it's like V1s. And of course, any, affordable X copy. I just don't know if there's like as much short-term upside on the X copy stuff, but I feel like there is there. I feel like these are not priced properly, especially, at the floor right now. I don't think these are priced right. Like at all. I think these are going to be over 10. I think they'll be over 10 next year. And I see a scenario, especially if the art world keeps hating on these the way they have been. I can see them being a lot higher. I could see them 15 to 20. I don't know. I think these are super interesting. At 7 ETH, though, at 6 ETH, fuck yeah. So V1s and regular animals, these, like, I would lock in that prediction. I think these are special. Oh, Crypto Sage, dude, good to see you, man. Merry Christmas. Anyone who doesn't know this man, fucking awesome guy. You should follow him on X. Awesome agent. The Dr. Emma Sage agent. Awesome guy. Awesome project. Great team. I saw a comment about ordinals, and yes. Would you stay in ETH? Yes, ETH. I wouldn't venture elsewhere. Even though there's probably plays all over still. Like I think Solana NFTs will have a resurgence one day. I don't feel it anytime soon. But I think Solana NFTs, I just get how the pendulum swings. And I think Solana NFTs will one day be fun again, right? But no, I would just focus on ETH. And I do think ordinals are really fucking interesting. Like my crazy ass prediction's still there. Let me peek at those regular MFers. But my crazy fucking out there ordinals prediction still stands. Because those predictions are in that weird world. It's after the cliff. It's after the economic singularity. It's after this thing happens that everybody is saying is going to happen. The economy is going to get real fucking strange. Taproot Wizards are 0.07. Good Lord. It's after that happens. I'm talking 5 years off still. But yeah, I think ordinals are really, really interesting. Puppets at 0.009. Where's that like old school chart, of the up years, down years, whatever? Maybe it's 2035 or 2033, whenever it's like, supposed to be that next absolutely insane time. It's something like that. But there's a time when Bitcoin is $1 million and when the UBI or UHI thing is happening and people have a fuck ton of money, or we have to get stimmies because everything's so bad. There's a time where money, we're going to have a lot of it, I believe. And I know what we do when we have money is we go buy rare stuff. And I still think ordinals are basically, for me, it's CryptoPunks and right, it's that stuff. But I think some of these ordinals are going to be part of that too. Maybe it's node monks. I'm surprised at how well those have held up compared to a lot of other things. I'm really surprised at node monks. But I like ordinals a lot. Puppets at 0.009 is crazy. But yeah. Something, it's not just normal cycle stuff. That's not that scenario where the thing I think is going to happen happens. It's not just from like normal things. It's from something breaking. It's from something really weird happening. And there has to be a mass liquidity injection. And it has to go right to our bank accounts. Interesting. Funny enough, I've gotten less bullish on Winds of Yawanawa as much as I love them. But yeah, I don't know. I'm less sure about Winds of Yawanawa. Which is interesting, like price coming down, and like I tweak the thesis, right? I do that a lot. I'm like, okay, hang on, is the idea right? Does it still make sense? And a lot of things like Windsy Yawanawa, I'm not sure it makes sense. I hope it does, but I thought Windsy Yawanawa would be like a 15, 20 ETH thing, and right, market's different now, so of course nothing's priced, nothing feels like it can reach there. But I'm just thinking if that prediction was just way too out there, with everything that's happened in ordinals, I've never had that feel that maybe it's wrong. My belief is still there. And it's only wrong if the economy doesn't break, if that crazy scenario doesn't play out, well, then the thesis doesn't work because it requires that. But yeah. Windsy Yawanawa was one of the coolest looking pieces. Dude, what's Lizard? I don't even know Lizard. Hang on, I'm trying to think if we know that. Windsy Yawanawa on a like digital display in your house would be fucking amazing, dude. That piece is bonkers. Yeah, I'll stick with V1s, and then I would just, as low as ordinals get, I would keep eyes on the ordinals ecosystem. I would. Crazy shit. I'll skip this. I don't care. I like Kook a lot. Actually, let me get his take. Okay, TLDR. Don't give up. Don't get discouraged. Click less. Read more. Bitcoin is eventually going to new all-time highs. New meta's coming. It's the privacy meta. And there's probably something else coming that just it's not even like we're not thinking of it because it doesn't exist yet. There'll be new stuff coming for sure. Like think of when the strategy tokens came out and it was like a really fresh concept. There'll be something like that, but more extreme. It's just a thing that couldn't happen without the tech we have. And we'll get something new. But right now, I think next year's privacy. I think next year's Zcash, and next year's Monero, and next year's maybe Mute, and next year's maybe Midnight. I don't know, dude. I keep thinking about Midnight. I just can't stop thinking about Midnight. And I think those are the plays next year. Privacy tokens, privacy platforms. What's Midnight FTV? I think Midnight's really interesting. 1.3, well, let's go FTV. 1.8 bill. I think Midnight's really interesting. I'm watching that. I don't know. Do we have maybe a 5x in that next year? I think midnight's really interesting. I want to know more about the tech, but I think, yeah. Oh, dude, I thought lighter is today. I thought lighter was Monday. Is it today? Bro, Luna. Fucking awesome. That's so cool. Excited for Luna. Luna's gonna fucking eat. Yeah, we'll skip all this, but Wintermute stuff, yeah. Whatever. Interesting from Coin Bureau, and I don't know if this is fresh or not because they repost old stuff, but apparently the Fed do not like the idea of a strategic Bitcoin reserve, and I don't know, man. I don't know. That was one of the reasons we were so bullish on this year. It's an arms race over Bitcoin. Remember that? And now it's like the opposite of that's happening. If there's no arms race, China's not buying Bitcoin, they're dumping it. I don't know. And I think that kills some of the magic or some of the thesis. Economy, reshaped and, Bitcoin playing a large role in it. I don't know. I'll finish with this. Good take from Vitalik on prediction markets, and then Charlotte Fang from Milady's with a good follow-up take. But Vitalik, my general view is the worst things these markets could do in theory, again, talking prediction markets, is create incentives for people to cause harm by making it easy to profit. That's scary as shit, right? But small-scale markets over large-scale events are not like this. Many of the downsides of prediction markets are replicated by regular stock markets. Sorry, distracted. If you're a political actor with a cause disaster button, then you could be motivated to press it by shorting all the stocks. Yeah, that's scary. But he's saying that already happens in a way too. The benefit they provide is there an environment for expressing your opinion on these topics that favors truth seeking. The thing to compare this to is social media. In social media, lots of people talk about this war will definitely happen and scare people, and there's no accountability. That's an actual cool take, right? The accountability is your money. You're not going to say this war will happen if it means you're putting up money with this war will happen plus $1,000, right? You're not going to say it if it's total bullshit and you don't believe it. What's up, Tickle? Good morning, man. Good to see you. I do love that. I love that about prediction markets, right? The clout thing doesn't happen. It happens if you got it right. What else do you have? I actually find prediction markets to be healthier to participate in than regular markets. Key reason is that prices are bound between 0 and 1, much less dominated by reflexive effects. Yeah. I mean, all this I like. Okay, now Charlotte Fang's reply I thought was really cool. This is a head fuck. Important thing about prediction markets is with sufficient liquidity, they're an accurate assessment of belief. In the same way price expresses collective perceived value. Yeah. And with even more sufficient liquidity, that assessment will manifest beliefs hyperstitionally, whatever, by programming reality to follow the market. That's the head fuck. At which point we should start calling them reality markets. And this distinction between collective perceived reality and reality itself collapses. That, again, head fuck. Head fuck. And Vitalik agrees, considers it one of the danger cases. Man. Holy fuck. Is the idea it's like willing a thing to happen in a way, right? Because that's a real thing. I mean, okay, at so many levels, I think we've seen this and learned this, that the thing you want to happen, you can kind of manifest it to happen. And it's weird. Okay, it's almost like, okay, maybe it's not the best example, but you see like in sci-fi movies, the things end up becoming real. And in your life, the things that you are driven to do, and if you manifest, like if you in your head believe it's going to happen and you live as if that thing has happened, it kind of happens. And so what about these markets? If we're betting with money on this thing will happen, does it happen because we bet on the thing? Does the financial incentive for the thing to happen have us more like where our actions are motivating that thing to happen? And so these markets, like, that's kind of crazy. These markets, what's the term again? Yeah. These markets basically manifest these things to happen. That's such a head fuck. Where was that comment though about the reality collapsing? Yeah. Programming reality to follow the market, at which point we should start calling them reality markets. The distinction between collective perceived reality and reality itself collapses. Again, it's like an out there thing. And Vitalik calling it a danger case, but man, um, interesting. Wait, so what pumped? Are you guys talking Nvidia pumped 2K and then or yeah, what Bitcoin? Oh, yeah. Yeah, 20 yeah, 23 bill, is that what the number was? Biggest Bitcoin on. And so that we let off the show just saying this, that can mean it can mean a direction is found. It usually just means volatility. But yeah, we'll see. Biggest option expiry in history though. Wild. Nvidia bought the Nvidia thing was interesting. It was wasn't it buying inference? And here, let's put this up. Yeah, licensed chip technology. Dude, 26 is going to be a wild year. And it's also a different grok, not like the XAI grok, right? Dude, yeah. But xgrok is interesting. I like it. Well, okay, I like it as a powerful X search. That's what I use it for. So I like that a lot. You need to start playing with Gemini. Open GPT is so bad right now. I just find it unusable. But next year for AI should be interesting. Tickle, what's a good example? What's some crazy stuff you've seen? Like how much further ahead are some of those models? Dude, if you just think back to what ChatGPT was like a year ago, and if you think back to like Mid Journey, and you just think back to the AI tools we were using a year ago compared to now, and you think back to that Will Smith video from a couple years back to now, the growth is happening. It's there. It's gonna get crazy, and we're years off still from it becoming the, like the I wouldn't call it, man, I don't know if I'm wrong here, but I wouldn't call it disruptive tech yet, but it kind of is. But I think the real moment where it is disruptive, you know what I mean? Where it's that cannonball in the water kind of play, that kind of, thing that change, like that. I don't know if that's happened yet, but I think that's close-ish. Few years. Again, we're talking the walking off the cliff deal. We're talking the singular. We're talking a lot. Faster, less hallucinations, more precise reporting. Yeah, nice. Better code. All right, so just better all around, all the ways we wanted to see it go. So I dig it. This is gonna be a big year for AI, obviously. GPT Pro is, man. I'm using. Well, hang on. Pro is that the 200? Is that the $200 a month subscription one? I'm using 5.2 and it's awful. The only thing I found that it's good at, oh wow, yeah, that I would like to try. The only thing that I think 5.2 is great at, which is crazy, but it's taking text and putting it into graphs. I don't know if you've tried that, Tickle, but text to graphs or text to like image, and not just like make person doing this. No, it's like taking actual text and say, make me a chart of this and make it do this and this and this. And it does it really well sometimes on the first pass. And none of the other models do that for me. Wow, dude, that's cool. Dude, I was just experimenting because GPT 5.1 and prior can't do that. Like it can't. It does all the jarble, gibberish, fake characters, doesn't know what you're asking. And 5.2 was the first time it did it. And I'm like, oh, it did that. Holy fuck, it actually did it right. So Pro does it too. So they're starting to take some of the brains of Pro, and it's making its way out. Yeah, that's awesome, man. It's one of the most powerful things out there that you can do with AI. If you learn to use CLI and Linux, you can put all the LLMs on a VPS and use them for free for the cost of a VPS rental. Interesting. Interesting. Oh, yeah, I need to check that. GPT is a business mid-tier, better than Plus, not Pro. Yeah, interesting. Man, good shit. Fuck. Hey. Getting better, smarter, all that stuff. Ain't there yet. It's not there yet, but hang on, let's see. From our brother Luna. Lighter, 25% of the supply was for the community, and so far 2% distributed. 23% left for points now. This is funny. Is this Hyperliquid guys trying to shit talk Lighter? Yes. Yep. Yep. Good. They'll be crying later today. Pulse on GPT. What is Pulse? What is Pulse on GPT? Let me see. Hang on, I want to play this. Oh, I remember this. Okay. What do you guys use it for, though? For like, yeah, are you using it in like your work and your business? Or do you do more like personal stuff like that? Also, I need to dive back into Zora. I need to see if that's any better now. I think it is, but yeah. Interesting. Yeah, I might have to play around. Curated ideas. Got it. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Really nice. Really cool. Really cool. Okay. I think we wrap there. G lighter to you guys. Yeah, Cats, I'm on Zora. I think I'm on Zora. Should be on Zora. Maybe it doesn't show. I don't know. Here, let me peek at Zora. Does it show I'm streaming? It does. It sure do. I've got the two profiles because it's fucked up. But yeah. All right, man. Casual show today. Next week. All right, let's think. I did not do my 2025 year in review, my 25 of 25. I was saving that for next week, and I probably should have done it this week because next week is predictions too, but we're doing both. So on New Year's Eve, we'll do our 25 of 25. Hell, I might bump that to like Tuesday. But we're going to do our 25 of 25. And we're also going to do our predictions for next year. And if you tune in all the time, you already know, but it's privacy. It is AI. And we'll see if we can find some spicy little, maybe out there scenarios or metas too. But better believe it's privacy on top there. So ICOs will be there, even if they're not looking great right now. But yeah, we got a lot of fun stuff next week. Maybe some guests on the show too. I got to start branching out from virtuals and get just some other. I want base builders on, and I want from the Animoca ecosystem. So start getting more of those guys in. Fun stuff. All right, guys. Hit the like on the show before you're out. Remember to subscribe to Crypto Slam on YouTube. Head over to Ethos Swarm. Check the pinned tweet, and go to ethoswarm.ai and get on the wait list. This soon, early 2026. Cyberon, but you know what? I need to get them on like an individual show. It's a good shout. I like them. Yeah. There we go. All right, guys. Have a great day. Enjoy your weekend. You know where to catch me this weekend if you want to catch the weekend streams. Otherwise, I'll see you Monday, 9 a.m. Eastern time, right back here. We'll see you guys. Merry Christmas.